If I showed you these fishes, you would not expect them to be someone's pet. But actually, they can be a pet without you knowing. What's up my aquatic friends, Raja here, and this is Taj Mahal Aquatics, your source of fun fish content and everything about the world of fish keeping. So you want a fish that does not look like anything you normally found at the store, huh? Don't worry, I have some fish you would not expect you can have, and these are not your usual fish store fish. If I showed you these fish, you may just expect that they are just an awesome exotic fish, but never thought of having it as a pet. It may feel illegal to keep these fish as a pet, but they can be a pet, and it's completely safe. These fish are awesome fish that you don't normally see at the fish store. They are quite rare, and you may find them in public aquariums more than in someone's aquarium. Some of them look like missing artifact from the Jurassic era, and there are also some fish that looks like something out of this world. And if you keep these fish, I will guarantee it'll blow your mind, and when someone saw you have these fish, they might be like, dude, there's no way this fish exists. And also, I will give you a little footnote at the end of the video before you keep them, so you can keep them safely from any trouble. Ready to see what those fishes are? Let's dive in, shall we? This fish looks like anything but a fish, and you could definitely keep them. Clown knife fish is a rather oddball fish that you don't see every day. But this fish still can be found at some fish stores, but not every day you get to see them. And they are a cool fish to have, as they look nothing like a normal fish. They look more like a cleaver, and they don't swim, but glide, like a vacuum cleaner. Despite this fish is not a vacuum cleaner at all. In my place, these fish are quite popular in the fish keeping hobby. But they also have a final form that doesn't need an aquarium, which is something like this, and they are tasty. They are still quite easy to find at the fish store though. But if you want more cool stuff, don't close the video as I have more unexpected fish, plus a very important thing before you keep these kinds of fishes. When many people think of goby fish, they would have thought of a small adorable fish for a saltwater aquarium. But what if I showed you this goby here? This goby is nothing like those small gobies that many people know and see. And indeed, this goby is not your average goby. This is a marble goby, which is far from the goby fish that many people expected. They look bigger than the average goby, plus they are a freshwater species, and they look less cute than other gobies. These fish looked more like a monster than a normal goby, but in reality, they are a couch potato. In my place, this fish is either called gabus malas for their chill behavior and their couch potato nature, but they are also known by the name betutu, which I thought that was another version of that Balinese chicken or duck cuisine, but with fish. Not an everyday fish you see at the fish store, especially here in my area, but really awesome ones to have too. But I'm not done yet, as I have more fish and some important stuff you have to know later. So don't skip this video. Water pancakes. Who doesn't love water pancakes? They are the greatest amusement in many oceanariums. But did you know that you can have your own water pancakes at home? Yes, you heard that right. You can have your own water pancakes at home. And best of all, you don't need to steal some water from the ocean. Freshwater stingray is the water pancake you must have if you only want to visit Oceanarium just to play with them. And best of all, you don't need to steal some water from the ocean. These water pancakes will amuse you at home. They are smart and they are quite interactive too. But be a bit careful with their barbs, as they are called stingray for a reason. Unless you want to spend some time at the hospital. Fun fish to have in a home aquarium, but there are more fun fish in this video and some really unexpected ones. And some important things at the end. This fish has the most unique way to get food, but also a rude way at the same time, and I will tell you why. Archerfish is an interesting fish to have, and probably famous for the way they hunt. They have a unique way of hunting that in my opinion is also rude at the same time. Why would I say so? It's because the way they hunt is by shooting water at their prey. Or if I wanna be more clear, they spit on their prey till they fall to the water. They have a good aim at their target, or a good aim to spit on you somehow. And this is what they are famous for, and also why I call them rude. But I almost never heard of someone being spitted by this fish. But if this fish has spit on you somehow, just tell me in the comment section. Cool fish to have as a pet if you are fine with the fact that they can be rude. And now we are halfway through the video, and more cool stuff is on the way, so don't close the video as there's something important also at the end. Plus there are also more fish that will shock you. If I told you that this next fish is a tetra, you would probably think of a regular kind of tetra that you would normally find at the fish store, like the neon tetra for instance. But what if I showed you this? Would you believe me that this fish is a tetra? This is Payara. When you look at this fish, you would definitely not believe that this fish is a tetra, as this fish looks nothing like a normal tetra that you see in fish stores. But believe me, they are a species of tetra. They are also known by the name of vampire tetra, and they are a species of dog-toothed tetra, which is not your average tetra for a 20-gallon. This tetra is not the average tetra that you would normally find at the fish store. And now you know that tetra can be predatory and demonic at the same time as well. And surprisingly, you can also keep them in a home aquarium, in case you want a tetra that's not like any other kind. But you do need a big space though. And if you're already surprised that this fish can unexpectedly be an aquarium fish, these last two fish will be even more surprising. This one looks like a shark, which is something you would like if you are really into sharks. But this is not the shark that you would expect. Paddlefish is a fish that kinda looks like a shark, but they have a ridiculously long nose. Not a shark you would normally expect, and this fish look like if you blend a prehistoric shark with Pinocchio at the same time. And while they look a little absurd for a shark, unlike many sharks, they are not predatory, and they are actually filter feeders, which is something unique I guess. So if you keep this fish, it feels like you are keeping a basking shark, but a super downscaled version. And while they also didn't look like a qualified fish to keep as a pet, they can actually be kept as a pet, and they can make a unique pet just as long as you have the space. So if you want to keep a shark, then you can try this fish. If you don't mind your shark looks more like a cursed doll than an actual fish. And if you also surprised that this fish can unexpectedly be a pet, wait for the last one, as this last one is not something you would expect too. And after this, I have a super important message, so make sure you don't close the video. This last one also looks like something out of the prehistoric era, but you may not expect this one to be a pet fish, as you see them more at the oceanarium, or you may eat their unborn babies more. When people think of sturgeons, they would normally think that they are a caviar machine, or just a cool prehistoric fish at an oceanarium. And not many people even consider keeping this fish in a home aquarium setting. But, surprise surprise, they can! But the problem is, what kind of sturgeon? As some species can be really massive, and one of them even reach 23 feet. The simple answer is sterlet. They are the smallest kind of sturgeon that can safely be kept in a home fish pond setup. They can be a friend for your koi, or you can enjoy them by themselves. Not an everyday fish you see at the aquarium store, and I also rarely see them, unless there's an aquarium fish fair. So while you may only think they're just a caviar making machine, they surprisingly can be a pet, and they are not your average fish that you can find at the fish store. So those are the fish that you don't normally see at the fish store that can surprisingly be a great pet. Not many people expected them to be a pet fish, as you would not find them easily at the store, and some of them are even mostly found in oceanariums. But now you know they actually can be a pet, and they will make a unique pet fish. But before you keep them, here's a few things you need to know. Remember when I say that there is an important stuff? If you notice I'm saying that multiple times in this video? Well, here we are now. There's a few important things you need to know before keeping these fishes, which I'm gonna break down in a moment. The first and the most important one is even though they can be kept as a pet, despite not looking legal to keep personally, you may still need to check the legality in your area. These fish are not ordinary fish, and they are actually exotic fish. So make sure you have the legal stuff clear. Even though they can be kept as a pet, every region has a different regulation regarding these kinds of fish. So while in some areas you can keep them, some are also not, and it's super important to double check as nobody wants to be a prisoner. And I bet you don't want to be a prisoner also. So make sure you double check to make sure that you can legally keep them. Second of all, space. If the legal stuff is not an issue, now you may want to focus on the space for these fish. Many of these fishes may require a large space, and you may also need a pond to keep them. So make sure you figure out the space to keep them, as the last thing you want is they blow up in size in your aquarium. And the last thing you also need to know is the care. Again, these fish are exotic fish, and many exotic fish have a specialized care, which makes it obvious that they are not beginner's fish in any way. Make sure you learn a lot about these fish, and if you could, try to engage with someone who really knows how to keep these kinds of fish to make things easier. So make sure you learn some stuff about them. They are not rookie safe, and if this is your first ever time in fish keeping, then you may run away from these fish. And why would rookies pick these fish anyway? So that's it. Those are some fish that you would not expect to be a pet fish, and some important stuff before you keep them. Many people may not expect that these fish can be a pet, and if you try to keep them, your friends are gonna be like, "There's no way you can keep this fish." But remember that there are some important stuff you need to know before keeping them, and once everything is cleared up, you are ready to go. So that's a wrap for this video, and what fish you didn't expect can be a pet. Let me know in the comment section below, and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and share this video to your friends to surprise them that these fish can be kept as a pet. And if you want to see more cool fish content from this channel, make sure to subscribe, because there will be more to come. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you in the next video.